Hi everyone, it's Tutuo Mabaso here of Savita Private Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are doing okay and your exams are running smooth. The only good luck that I can give you guys is go there and study, go there and break a leg, not literally, right? I've been receiving too many requests from students requesting that I cover more topics of human resource development. We call it HRD, using all these abbreviations of the HR practitioners. You need to be proud. You need to be proud, so proud of yourself. You have made it this far. It wasn't easy, but you did make it this far. So be proud of yourself. Right. So, what do I have for you today? Today, I have a learning organization, which is one of the popular topics that are covered yearly on the HRD, the Human Resource Development. So, what is a learning organization? Gonna look at the definition of a learning organization, the characteristics of a learning organization, and also the implications now of a learning organization to the HRD practitioners. What do we need to do as an HRD practitioners to make sure that this is indeed a learning organization? Right. So, what is a learning organization? The very simple definition of a learning organization is that a learning organization is an organization that both learns and fosters e-learning. That is from Duke back in 1992. So now, Duke explained the learning organization as an organization that both learns and fosters learning. Basically, what this means, it means that you as a senior management of the company, you are giving the employees that freedom, that liberty to study further. You are not just flooding the employees with a lot of work, and whenever they are doing a skill or enrolling for the short course, the short certificate course and all that, you feel threatened like they are gaining more power over you. So, a learning organization is an organization that both learns and fosters a learning. Right. So now, the Senge back in 1990 explained the learning organization as an organization in which people continually expand their capacity to create the results they truly desire, right? It is an organization where people continually expand their capacity. What capacity? We speak of the skills, we speak of the expertise of the employees to create now the results that they truly desire. The beauty of fostering a learning and a training and education to your employees is that whenever they go out to study something, they come back and apply it now to their daily tasks. That means that their performance improves, and also now the profitability of the organization is sustained. Because if you are possessing the highly skilled employees, there are huge chances that your organization or your enterprise will survive longer in the market. So you need not to be a dictator or to be, the undertaker of the dreams and aspirations of the employees. You need to give the employees that freedom of learning. So you need to integrate the work and in learning. That being done, you are seeking that excellence, you are seeking that quality and continuous improvement. So that is basically the definition of a learning organization. You choose between the two. It's either from Senge in 1990 or Uduk in 1992. Both these definitions are spot on when it comes to understanding or we come to understand what is a learning organization. A learning organization is one in which people continually expand their capacity to create the results they truly desire. And also now, here, but the thinking patterns are being nurtured. There are collective aspirations because this is an organization. There are different people. So there are collective aspirations. And now that the people are set free to continually learn how to do umsebenzi wabo, and they continually learn and accumulate or acquire the specific or certain skills. So that is a learning organization. Now, what are the characteristics of a learning organization? Now, a learning organization has that shared vision of the future, and it challenges the employees to change and contribute to it. Mind you, the employees are the ones that are in the forefront of the production and operations of the organization. So for you, as a senior management or senior manager of the company, before you embark on, implementing something new in the business, it is wise to consult with the employees, to consult with the line managers, just to hear from them, what do they have to say, right? So a learning organization has that shared vision of the future, and it challenges its employees to change and contribute to the vision, right? The second characteristic of a learning organization is that it learns from experience using the systematic problem solving techniques, right? It learns from experience, and it uses, yes, the systematic problem solving technique. One of the characteristics now of a learning organization is that it transfers knowledge quickly and efficiently throughout the organization by means of formal training programs which are linked to implementation. Okay, so let us break this point in two, right? Let us break this point twice, right? The learning organization learns from experience, uses the systematic problem solving techniques. Then you end there. The other characteristic of a learning organization is that it transfers in knowledge quickly and efficiently throughout the organization by means of formal training programs. That is the characteristic of a learning organization. The second one, for that matter, right? And also, a learning organization does indeed ensure that it integrates the work and learning, and it seeks the quality, excellence, and continuous improvement. There is no brainer here, ladies and gentlemen. The more you have the high performers, the more you have the highly skilled employees, the more the survival of the organization is sustained or maintained. That means now automatically they're gonna contribute positively to the image of the organization, to the business of an organization, and to the operations of the organization. So an organization, a learning organization, integrates now the work and learning, and it seeks that quality, excellence, and continuous improvement. One of the characteristics of the learning organization is that it mobilizes the human talent by putting an emphasis on learning and education and training blend for this purpose. Right. You sit down as an organization or as a senior management, you sit down, then you say, how do we mobilize our human talent? The human talent is the skills of the employees, the expertise of the employees, the experience that the employee possesses. So you sit down, you say, how do I mobilize my employees? Right? So now a learning organization mobilizes human talent by putting emphasis on the learning and education and training planned for this purpose. What purpose? The purpose of mobilizing the human talent, the purpose of expanding the skills of the employees. The more employees are multi-skilled, the more you as an organization, you're going to benefit from that. Right. Now, a learning organization also empowers people. It broadens now those horizons and recognizes individual learning skills. It broadens the horizons and it recognizes the individual learning style or learning skills. So, you know that the saying that says knowledge is power, right? So the more people are knowledgeable, the more powerful they are. More people they learn, the more their thinking processes changes, right? So the learning organization empowers people. It broadens now the horizons and it also recognizes the individual learning styles, right? And also a learning organization also learns and relearns constantly to be innovative, inventive, and invigorating. There is nothing painful as seeing people doing the same business, using the same techniques, using the same tactics, and so on. So a learning organization learns and they relearn how to be innovative, how to be inventive, and how to be invigorating. That's a learning organization. So you are given that, that liberty, you are given that freedom of exploring, you are given that freedom of being innovative, you are giving that freedom of being creative. You are bringing something new to the market that does not exist for you to put yourself at a greater advantage of gaining that competitiveness or competitive advantage. You need to bring something new in the market. And also now, a learning organization understands that it have to invest in its future through the education and training of its entire people. I have said it before, the more skilled and experienced your employees are, the more you as an organization you prosper, the more the profits rises or increases, the more the market share now of the organization or of the enterprise increases, right? So the learning organization invests in its future through the education and training of its entire people. All right, I'm going to give you 10 characteristics of a learning organization. Actually, there are 16. So I'm going to give you only 10. 10 is a safe number. And also now, what you need to understand about a learning organization, or how do we identify that this is a learning organization? Now, the other characteristics of a learning organization is that it understands that learning is an integrated, continuous, and strategically used process. You need to be strategic. You need to be systematic to every training and development program that you introduced in the workplace. You need to be strategic to that, because all the training and learning programs are going to cost you as an organization. So if you are not strategic, you are not systematic, that thing of introducing the learning and training developments now and again, it's going to be costly for your business, right? So the learning organization understands that learning is an integrated, continuous, and strategically used process. Also now, a learning organization understands that the systems thinking is fundamental in a learning organization. Just write it down as it is. Systems thinking is fundamental in learning organizations. Right. Remember, I said that the more you feel free, you feel that freedom, of pursuing whatever skills that you want to pursue. The more the climate of the organization or the corporate climate encourages you. The more you see your co-workers, you see your colleagues, they study, they're graduating now and again, left, right, and center. That alone is gonna encourage you. And also it's gonna reward you. And also it's gonna accelerate now individual and group learning. So the corporate climate of a learning organization encourages, it rewards it, and it accelerates the individual and group learning. And also now, a learning organization will give you now what we call the continuous access to information and data sources. The truth is, almost every company, every venture, every company, every organization, they have the routers for the Wi-Fi. Why do they do that? They need to give their employees that continuous access to information and data sources. For you to be able to Google something, for you to be able to just go to Wikipedia and you search whatever information that you are looking for, so that all the operations or all the duties that you are responsible for in an organization continue. They do not stop for the lack of information and data sources, right? So, and learning organization offers their employees a continuous access to information and data sources, right? Let us have the last four, and then we go to now the implications for the HRD practitioners. So now, in a learning organization, there are well-developed core competencies that exist, and they serve as a take-off point for new projects and initiatives. Just imagine your employees went to Rustenburg for a workshop, went to Rustenburg for a training and program and development program. So they come back here, they are coming back with new ideas, they're coming back with new project ideas and initiatives. So now, in a learning organization, there are well-developed core competencies that exist, and all these core competencies, they serve as a takeoff for new projects and initiatives. And also now, a learning organization, what it does is that it seeks to integrate the task and people factors. The people factors means that the need of people, the need of people are continuously identified. You will never ever feel as an outcast within a workplace, because constantly, you guys, like continuously, you are being trained to do umsebenzi better than you were doing before. Yabona, iyafika imanager iyantshena ukuthi na senze u-1 no-2 no-3 today. So you guys better prepare yourself. It gives you that sense of agency. It gives you that sense of belonging, because your dreams are not crushed. Your dreams are not being squashed, but your dreams are propelled more for you to be multi-skilled and acquire as many skills as you can. So a learning organization seeks to integrate the tasks, the job that you do, and people factors. The needs of the people are continuously identified. And also now, a learning organization developed the strategies to align the training needs with organizational goals and strategies. I said before that you need to be strategic, you need to be systematic. You cannot train people on the skills that they already possess. You need to train people to acquire the new skills, or to expand or to enhance the skills that they have. Right. So the strategies are developed to align the training needs with the organizational goals and strategies. Okay. And then let us go to the implications for the HRD practitioners. So what are the implications for an HRD practitioners? The implications of making sure that the organization is indeed a learning organization. So the characteristics means, how do we see, how do we identify that this is indeed a learning organization? So those are characteristics now. So what is, or what does the HLD practitioner needs to do to ensure that the organization is a learning organization? Implication number one is that an HLD practitioner must help an enterprise to assess or examine itself to determine the extent to which it has the characteristics of a learning organization. For an organization to reach to that status of being a learning organization, the HLD practitioner needs to help, needs to assess now or assist the learning or the enterprise to assess itself, and also to determine now the extent to which it has the characteristics of a learning organization. And the second implication for the HRD practitioner is to direct the training functions to adapt on a more strategic role in the organization. Right. You cannot train the nurses using what we call the power supplies, using, the cables of the electricity, using all these things that are being used by the electrical engineers. If you need to train a nurse, you need to use the what do we call the injections. You need to use the pills. You need to use the relevant training methods to train the nurses, right? So now an HLD practitioner needs to direct the training functions to adapt a more strategic role in the organization. So now the training must be relevant to the work environment, right? And also an HLD practitioner, what he or she needs to do is to develop the strategies and plans to help transform the enterprise into a learning organization. So basically, these are the duties of an HLD practitioner to ensure that the organization she or he works for is a learning organization, because he or she understands what is the beauty of being a learning organization. What are the benefits of being a learning organization? There is a freedom, and people, they continually expand their skills. The more people expand their skills, the more the productivity, the more the market share of the business increases, right? So an HRD practitioner needs to develop the strategies and plans to help transform the enterprise into a learning organization. That is so important. And one of the implications of an HRD practitioner is to deal with the demands of training and developing the more diverse, knowledgeable workforce of the future. So now you, as an HRD practitioner, you know for sure what is the beauty of the training and development program, right? It gives you the more skilled workforce, it gives you the more knowledgeable workforce. The more knowledgeable and skilled workforce, the more the organization achieves its mission and vision. So you, as an HRD practitioner, you need to deal with the demands of a training and developing the more diverse, knowledgeable workforce of the future. And also now, you as an HRD practitioner, you need to adapt and prove the value of training to the future of the organization. I have said it many times now that if you are having the highly trained employees, highly skilled employees, the survival chances of the business is large, right? So massive chance of the survival of the organization, rather than employing people that are not skilled or they are not adequately skilled. That will be the demise of the organization, right? So you, as an HRD practitioner, you have to adapt and prove the value of the training to the future of the organization. And also the implication or the functions for you as an HRD practitioner is to design interventions that will help create a learning organization. You have to make sure, or you have to design those interventions that will help create a learning organization. You meet up, you consult with the senior management or the management of the company. You're telling them that this is the beauty of being a learning organization. This is how, or these are the benefits of a learning organization. So those are interventions that will help create a learning organization. And also, you as an HRD practitioner, you need to make now a conscious shift in the mindset from being the trainers to being agents and facilitators of organizational learning. So those are implications for the HRD practitioners. So now you know the definition of a learning organization. You know how do we see that this is indeed a learning organization. We speak of the characteristics of a learning organization. Now we spoke of now what does an HRD practitioner needs to do to ensure that the organization he works for is a learning organization, because he understands that what is the beauty or what are the benefits of being a learning organization. So this is the end of the learning organization topic under the human resource development. So I wish you luck on your exams. Some will be writing their final exams tomorrow, the 17th of November, 2022. Some will be writing next week. Some will be coming back for the supplementary exams. All the best of luck. If you need this class, you need a face-to-face or a visual class, you can just email me on prosperbyfaith@yahoo.com, or you can just email the Savita Private Tutoring personal account. Email address is at savitaprivatetutoring@gmail.com. Savita Private Tutoring @gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's class, and I wish you all the best of luck. Savita is light, and with Savita, you will surely maximize your academic potential. Goodbye and good night.